join in and participate with whatever energy modality you want to. Yes, super exciting. Sheena, you do Reiki, right? Add in some Reiki for us. Please, Dr. Reiki Sheena. All right. Hey everybody, thank you for joining me and welcome to this Reiki session for Reiki for a New Path. If you are a Reiki practitioner of Reiki level 2 and up, then please feel free to add in Reiki into this session. If you don't do Reiki or if you've never done Reiki before, then just sit back and accept the pure energy that allows you to go in a new path. So this was a request. I'm super excited to be here. We have about 10 minutes, so I'm going to do like a quicker Reiki session. I hope that's all right. So let's begin now to not waste any more time, okay? Thanks, guys. See you soon. Bye. Okay, thank you guys so much for joining me for Reiki. I'm going to take a 10-minute or 15-minute break just to set up the next reading, and I will be back with a reading for Taurus, Aries, Pisces, Gemini for new moon. Thank you guys so much for watching. Talk with you soon. Thanks. Bye.